super 21st century or something, but I got the paper, so if I have to use it, I'm going to use it. As Andrew said, I'm Brian's younger brother, which means that I've been lucky enough to know him since I was born. And the story goes that on our family's way home from the hospital, with my beautiful brand new baby body in tow, Brian turned to my parents and he said, "When are we taking him back?" And I mean, it was pretty clear from the get-go that Brian was really cut out for the big brother gig. Thankfully for me, he didn't get rid of me that day, and he hasn't been able to do so since. Fast forward a couple years, and to about that time when we used to wear matching Robin Hood costumes made by Mom, and we used to catch bumblebees in the backyard with the neighbor Kowskis. It was a cold night in Waukegan, and we were holed up in our room together, having one of those late night conversations, and Brian sprang it on me that he'd discovered the true source of all of our Christmas gifts. Which doesn't surprise me because Brian's one of the smartest people I know, but as a child it was devastating, and I've teased him ever since for taking that small joy away from me. And just in front of all these witnesses, I want to say it. I forgive you, Beach. But Brian, I mean, he wasn't just an informant. He wasn't just a role model. He wasn't just my hero, but he was also my accomplice growing up. And one of our favorite small joys as children, as young boys, was getting to pee outside at our grandparents' farm. It's really exhilarating, and that hasn't changed as we've grown older. At least I can speak for myself. But the problem was the farm was about an hour and a half drive away, so that meant we only got to do it a couple times a year. So you can imagine the sheer glee that Brian and I exuded when we had found a creative way to bring the farm to our backyard. Our dad, on the other hand, was less than thrilled to come out after a long day of work, I'm sure, to find his two young boys huddled around a plastic pail full of pee in the middle of a suburban backyard. As Brian and I continued to grow older, he never seemed to mind having an extra shadow, and I certainly did a good job of following his coattails. All throughout high school, whether it was at church or at school or even with friend groups, he left amazing impressions, great impressions on all the people that knew him. And being Brian's younger brother was a big part of my identity growing up. However, when he moved away to college, he started to very gracefully transition to treating me and seeing me as an equal, and not just a younger brother, but also as a best friend. And I'm so thankful for that. Brian, you taught me how to be a true friend. You have such a contagious passion and an impressive thirst for new things and learning new things. You always try to move forward in your life, and that inspires me, and I respect you so much and look up to you. You'll always be able to make me laugh harder than anyone I know. You have an easy confidence and a huge smile. There's no one that understands me better than you do. Thank you for each and every Thursday night, for all the dive bars, and especially for that night that we shared Big Bad Baptist with the national playing in the background. It means the world to me each and every time, and you always make me feel so heard and safe. Talking to you always helps. And thanks for all the wisdom and grace you've given me, and the endless support and love, and all those times you let me borrow your car, and You let me wear your tie tonight. You're the best big brother and the best friend I could ever imagine. And I love you more than you could ever know. Kelly. If it wasn't clear by this point, you can tell that I love my brother a little bit. So I was less than thrilled to hear that he was trying to start up a relationship with some random sweetie, and I'm halfway across the world. And I bit my tongue as he yammered on and on and on about how this one was different, she's amazing, and this is, I mean, all the cliches, and really boring stuff in there. However, you made very quick work of making me a Kelly fan. You are one of the most considerate people I know, and you are so clearly in tune with those around you. You have a great sense of humor and a truly calming presence. And I am just so thankful that Brian has you and that you've shared him with me. And I've watched the way that the two of you have interacted and the way that you support and encourage one another in such a loving way. And I'm so excited to see how that continues to unfold over the next few years. And I'm so thankful to be a part of both of your lives. I've got a new sister.